Galnet News Digest, 17th of July 3304. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, the luckiest man in the galaxy. Halsey linked to Fargod death cult. From pole to shining pole. The luckiest man in the galaxy. The wedding of the century, described by Senator Torval as a PR exercise designed purely for political and financial gain, will take place on Emerald in the Semius system on the 25th of August. The marriage between Her Imperial Highness Aisling Duval and the oh-so-honourable Ambassador Jordan Rochester will feature a large guest list drawn from a wide variety of backgrounds. It will also feature an honour guard of ships from both the Federal and Imperial navies, with plenty of firepower. So there's no risk of trouble there. Former psychiatric patient Jasmina Halsey welcomed the royal romance, claiming that a marriage between a federal diplomat and a pretender to the imperial throne brings opportunities for peace, as well as symbolising the goodwill between all mankind that will surely result from this ill-matched pairing. Emperor Arissa Lavigne Duval has made no comment, other than a stiffly worded note of congratulation from the palace, whereas Senator Torval has openly accused Princess Aisling of undermining the position of the Empire. So, is Ambassador Rochester the luckiest man alive? Not if the winner of this year's unclaimed Galactic Jackpot prize can be found. A spokesperson for the Federal Grand Lottery put out an appeal for everyone to check their tickets, emphasising that someone out there is rich beyond their wildest dreams. If only they knew. Halsey, link to Fargod death cult. Could former federal president and current advisor to the alliance, Jasmina Halsey, have unwittingly inspired the Fargod cult? Several galactic celebrities, including Professor Ishmael Palin, claim to have been abducted by aliens, but Halsey is by far the most prominent among them. Halsey quite literally disappeared off the radar when the presidential ship Starship One went missing in May 3301. After an unexplained hyperdrive failure. Halsey's escape pod was eventually recovered and she was revived a year later, almost to the day. There then followed a series of incoherent ramblings that resulted in Halsey being sent to a secure institution, but which may have set the spark for the death cultists. Her visions, dreams or hallucinations included meeting a race of super-intelligent alien beings, and finding paradise among the stars, something which must have made waking up in a mental hospital particularly distressing. Halsey spoke of meeting the Guardians of the Galaxy, who spoke to her as she drifted in the void in her occupied escape pod. A race tiny yet gargantuan, fleeting yet eternal. Insisting that these were not visions but real, Halsey also spoke of seeing a wonderful place of extraordinary beauty, a paradise. At the time, Halsey insisted that we must seek out this place, this paradise, that could be the future of all mankind. Could Halsey's visions have inspired the recent growth of cults worshipping both Thargoids and Guardians? Could the stamp of veracity that a former federal president could bestow upon the story make it seem more real to easily influenced commoners? At least for now, Jasmina Halsey's role seems to have been reduced to that of unofficial advisor to President Mahon and Alioth's resident nutter. But who knows what damage she's already done. From pole to shining pole. The Buckyball Racing Club is honouring polar exploration, with a race that includes visiting both Polaris, or as close as can be got, and Polaris Australis. In other words, going straight up and straight back down again, visiting on the way stations named after prominent Arctic and Antarctic explorers Nansen, Sverdrup, Amundsen and Scott. They're just stepping out. They may not be back for some time. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.